Welcome back to ABC 7 at 4, everyone. I'm Mark Ross. Well, you know it's hot outside, but you may not know about the sun's UV rays and how that can affect your skin if you're not properly protected. July is UV Safety Awareness Month, and ABC 7 medical contributor Dr. Ogechika Alozie with Sunset West Health is here to talk about protecting your skin. Skin cancer, I've had it. Wasn't serious, but the tip to remember is most skin cancers can be prevented.
Absolutely. So we talk about prevention all the time. One of the biggest things about sun is we're in the sun city, right? We have over 300 days of sunlight a year, but you can protect yourself, right? This is UV Safety Awareness Month. You can protect yourself by layering, by wearing sunscreen, and a host of things that we will definitely talk about. The best thing to really think about up front is that skin cancer is the most common cancer. People don't really think about that because we talk about breast cancer and lung cancer and a whole host of other things, but your skin is your largest organ, right? And a lot of people get it. And so I think 96,000 new cases, 9,000 deaths, a lot of those are preventable.
Talk for a moment about UV, ultraviolet rays.
Yeah, so ultraviolet comes in ultraviolet A and ultraviolet B. Not really important per se, but you can get it not just from the sun, but from those that go under tanning beds, right? And so some people believe that if you go tan, you actually are better off than if you're in the sun. There's really no difference. Anyone can get skin cancer no matter their skin tone. I used to believe that because I'm darker skinned, I couldn't get burnt or skin cancer, but that's a fallacy.
And you should use a layered approach for your sun protection, and we've kind of reinforced that here over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And so obviously it's hot. We've hit a record. I think we're at day 28 or 29 now. Sunscreen works best if you can't cover up, but ideally what you want to do is a hat, sunglasses, long sleeve protective clothing. Obviously, people want to get tanned, right? And so we'll talk about SPF.
What should people do when it comes to choosing a sunscreen then?
So SPF is sun protective factor. The minimum that you should really have is 30. People say, well, Dr. Alozie, what about 50 and 70? The marginal increase is very minimal. So I think SPF 30 gives you about 95%, SPF 50 gives you about 98%, SPF 70 gives you 99%. So for the amount of money you're spending, 30 is fine. The key is this. You gotta apply it every 2 hours. It doesn't work more than 2 hours. And if you go in the water, even though they're water resistant and waterproof, they come out in the water, and you gotta think about that.
All right, we've talked about what UV rays are. Let's talk about what they can do to your skin.
Yeah, so you can see this graph. This is really, really instructive, and we'll talk about that in a second why, but you can get sunburned in 30 minutes if your UV index is 6 or 7. I'm calling that out specifically because if we look at where we are in El Paso in the summer, we're specifically in the 6 to 8 range in El Paso, and 7 is really what we are in the summer, right? And so think about that. If you're outside in the sun in El Paso, within 30 minutes you can get sunburned. That's why it's so important to talk about this.
And if it gets too hot outside, you need to cool down. We do have cooling centers open. Let's show you the list of the city of El Paso's cooling centers. The county, of course, also has some as well.
Yeah, I think it's just important, right? We often take for granted that everybody has the ability to be cool. I mean, we're in this studio, in my clinic, in a hospital, but not everybody has air conditioning that works. Swamp coolers may break down at certain temperatures, and so these are places that you can get cooled down. You don't want to get heat stroke or anything else. And I think the other thing about it, when we're talking about skin cancers, as we always talk about, find a physician, find a clinician, do the screening that will help you prevent long-term side effects.
ABC 7 medical contributor Dr. Ogechika Alozie, thank you very much, sir.
Thank
and
you,
stay out of the sun.
I'll try my best.